Hi, School family. How are you? I have a new story for us today, and it is another one of my favorites from when I was your age, and it's still one of my favorites, and it is Corduroy. And it was written by Don Freeman. What is this part of the book called? The cover. This is the back cover, and this is the spine. And this is Corduroy right here. We're going to see him in our story. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. Here he is. The store was always filled with shoppers. Look at all those people, buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want the small bear in the green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much money already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Do you see that? This one has a button, but this one does not. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Ooh, where do you think he's going to look for his button? Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed down carefully from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. What's he on? Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I've always wanted to live in a palace." Is he in a palace? He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And he crawled up onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. What did he see? "Why, here's my button," he cried, and he tried to pick it up. Oh, look at, he's using those muscles. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp, and over it fell with a crash. Look, he's plugging his ears. It was so loud, and look, he flew. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. Who is that? A security officer. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." And he's looking with his flashlight. Who made the noise? Corduroy did. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. So he put him back where he belongs. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store that morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. Remember, she wanted him? Why couldn't she have him? Mom said she didn't have enough money, right? Yeah. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. What happened? Last night, I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. So she counted the money in her piggy bank so she could buy Corduroy. Shall I put him in a box for you? The sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers. Alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know, I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. So she got a button for him. Remember, because he had to go look for a button, didn't he? And he pulled one off the mattress. She wants to make him more comfortable. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end. So Corduroy, he wanted somebody to buy him. He was feeling very sad and lonely, and no one would buy him because he was what? He was missing a button. So he went and looked for a button. He couldn't find one, and then he found one. Where did he find it? On the mattress, right? And that's when he knocked over the lamp and made a bunch of noise. So then the security guard brought him back downstairs where he belonged. And then what happened the next morning? The little girl came back and bought him, didn't she? She used her very own piggy bank money, and she sewed a new button on for him because she had one, and she wanted him to be comfortable so that he had both of his straps, but she loved him just the way he was. And now Corduroy has a home and a family. I hope you liked our story. Like I said, that's one of my favorite stories from when I was little, and it still is. It's still one of my favorite stories. I hope you guys liked it too. All right, my friends, do you have any special toys that you bought with your money before? What kind of toy was it? All right, thank you for sharing, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.